Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. Please pardon my sore throat here once again, but as you know, cricket always is dear to me, and that's the reason I'm here. So let's talk about the famous victory. In fact, a record chase by Sri Lanka against Zimbabwe in the one-off test, where Sri Lanka actually won the match by 4 wickets, and one has to really credit Sri Lanka for putting up a wonderful performance in the second innings today, especially on the final day when everything one thought, with the way actually things went, probably one thought that Zimbabwe might well be on the verge of history when 2 wickets, the 2 wickets yesterday's the overnight pair of Kushal Mendis and Angelo Matthews was packed back to the pavilion by the bowling of Creamer, by Graham Creamer, the leg spinner, and the Zimbabwean captain pretty quickly in the piece. It all started off with it all started off with the first wicket to go in the morning being Kushal Mendis, because this was the crucial pair according to me, and even despite losing Kushal Mendis and Angelo Matthews cheaply, one has to really credit Niroshan Dickewalla and especially Asela Gunaratne, who guided them to victory in a calm and composed manner. I mean, Asela Gunaratne is showing his other side today. We have seen how he actually smacked the Australian bowlers in the T20 cricket, as you would remember, where he actually made his entry. But today it was a different ball game. He was playing in a test match, and Gunaratne has shown that he belongs to this Sri Lankan team in all the formats now. What a performance from Gunaratne. And he was rightly named man of the match on a pitch which definitely was showing signs of wear and tear. The pitch was definitely cracking up, and I thought Gunaratne deserves tremendous credit. Also, Niroshan Dikwala also played a very good knock, putting his head down and curbing his natural instinct to attack. And Dilron Pereira also contributed. And finally, Sri Lanka staged the most successful chase ever done in Asia, and that was a big record of chasing 388. They hunted down the target with 4 wickets to spare, and one has to really give a great credit to Sri Lanka for doing this to Zimbabwe. And Sri Lanka will be so happy that after losing the ODI series, they were really a very dismembered unit, and now they are once again a great unit here, Sri Lanka, by winning the match against Zimbabwe. So just, and also I'll be looking at but let's talk about the game now. So it all started off with Kushal Mendis and Angelo Matthews at the crease. And the first wicket to go was Kushal Mendis, as Creamer actually tempted him and he was gone, caught by Williams of the bowling, just adding 6 runs to his overnight score. He was a goner for 66 with 6 boundaries, which made it 178 for 4. And Angelo Matthews was the next to go, as Angelo Matthews spooned a catch back to the captain Creamer, out for 25 with 1-4 and 1-6. And once again, Creamer, like yesterday, started off the Zimbabwean bowling attack with spin, and that was the right way to go. And Sri Lanka still had a lot to do when the score read 203 for 5, and this was the time probably Zimbabwe would have thought that they have got the 2 big fishes of Mendis and Matthews, and now it was for the time for them to strike and probably register a historic win. But it was not to be. Niroshan Dikwala and Asela Gunaratne combined in a wonderful manner. Gunaratne was the one who was the sedate partner. In fact, Niroshan Dikwala also played some strokes. In fact, Niroshan Dikwala was using the sweep and the reverse sweep to good effect, as he was sweeping well and he was doing his job well. At the other end, Gunaratne was more of a plodder, and he was giving ample support to Dikwala. And in between, they both really, one has to say, they showed a lot of application and dedication, as they knew that this was the most recognized pair that Sri Lanka had, and if at all Sri Lanka had to get the victory, it was in the hands of Asela Gunaratne and Dikwala. And that's what precisely happened. They buckled down to the task in an admirable manner, as they put up a wonderful partnership. I mean, they were so patient with the spinners that they always waited for the loose balls to actually take runs off or dispatch it for boundaries. As Dickewalla and Gunaratne forged a very good partnership, a winning partnership, one could say, as 121 runs were added by Dickewalla and Gunaratne. And then finally, when the score reached 324, Zimbabwe got that reward. Zimbabwe broke that very, very big stand which was going on when Sean Williams forced Dickewalla to go for that reverse sweep shot of his, and that brought his downfall. He was caught by Chakabwa 18. Also, let me tell you one more thing, that Chakabwa was also guilty of dropping them twice. Once he missed a stumping chance when Gunaratne was absolutely down the wicket, and he also missed a catch as well. So that could have definitely tilted the scales Zimbabwe's way, but unfortunately these things happen in cricket, but definitely it proved very costly as Chakabwa's wicket keeping behind the stumps left a lot to be desired on the final day, and that really enabled Dickewalla and Gunaratne to really forge this very, very good victorious partnership, as they did it well. And then Asela Gunaratne was still there, and he was joined in by Dilruwan Pereira, and Dilruwan Pereira also did the same as to what Niroshan Dickewalla was doing. He joined Gunaratne and started chiseling a partnership. I mean, absolutely no hurry, and it was a very calm and composed Gunaratne on one end, who was really nurturing Dilruwan Pereira, and both finally took the Sri Lankans to victory without any further mishap, which was a very commendable victory. I thought Asela Gunaratne has proved that he is one for Sri Lanka. He has penciled his name in all the formats of the game with this knock of his, which got him the man of the match. What a knock from Gunaratne! Playing in such a cool and a measured and a composed manner, always waiting for the loose ball to get runs off. Not out 80 with 6 boundaries, and Dilruwan Pereira was not out on 29, 4 boundaries, as the handshakes came from the Zimbabwean players, and it was all over. It was a 4-wicket victory, and this was the highest ever chase done by any team in Asia. So that really is a big record, and the Zimbabwe finally had to go home, but they would be very happy with this particular series that happened. But let us look at the bowling figures. Yesterday, the Zimbabwean captain Creamer was forced to bring Chris Pofu finally, who bowled 6 overs, 3 maidens, none for 10. Malcolm Waller, 4 overs, none for 10. Creamer getting a good 9-wicket bag in this particular match. 48 overs. Look at the way Creamer bowled. Creamer bowled 48 overs, 6 maidens, 150 runs and 4 wickets. And he tried his best. As a captain, I thought he played with lots of determination, but unfortunately it was not to be. Probably had Chakabwa taken those catches or that stumping of Gunaratne, that could have been something which could have definitely made this match very exciting, but it was not to be. Sean Williams also bowled well, 43.5 overs, 2 maidens, 146 runs and 2 wickets. And Sikandar Raza, 13 overs, 1 maiden, none for 58. Sri Lanka winning the one-off match and sending Zimbabwe home. But Zimbabwe losing the match, but they have everything to gain from. Even though they lost the test matches, and the man of the series going to Rangana Herath of Sri Lanka, and thus the series ended. I mean, the one-off test ended. And also I have to say that Zimbabwe team has really shown that what a wonderful unit they are. And now the opposition has to be wary about Zimbabwe. The only problem being their bowling, but their bowling, the spinners are very good. I mean, Creamer himself leads by example. And then and the batting, as always I've said, they bat up till number 10 with Donald Tripano coming in at number 10. It's all about the pace bowling resources that Zimbabwe need to strengthen. But they are taking a lot of positives from this particular series against Sri Lanka, and they definitely deserve a lot of credit after winning the ODI series. And I think this would be a great homecoming for Zimbabwe when they reach home after coming back. Even though they lost the one-off test, they really fought hard, but in the end, Sri Lankans were the victors. But definitely good credit. So Zimbabwe, well played Zimbabwe. And this is what one would like to see Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe have been in international cricket for quite a long time, and this is what everyone wants. The world cricket wants from Zimbabwe, and one hopes that this is really a start of things to come for Zimbabwe, the positive things to come for Zimbabwe, as they have been also riddled with lot of difficulties. Some players have gone, like Brendan Taylor, one of the key members, left to Kolpak, and also they have lost a lot of Kyle Jarvis, the bowler, also went away, as you would remember. And also there have been a lot of politics in Zimbabwe, and also a lot of other events that happened, which really had taken a lot, has tested all the players, and finally Zimbabwe have come up trumps, and really they deserve a lot of credit for this very good series that they had against Sri Lanka. So that is as far as that match is concerned. Now let's have a look at some cricket news. As far as the cricket news is concerned, Gary Balance, after a hit on that broken, he was hit on the finger, as you remember, in the second test match with South Africa, won, and Balance has been ruled out of the third test with a broken finger, and now it will be Marcus Stoneman is the one who is in line for a call-up in the test match. So, and I am told he's a very good batsman, and he has scored very well in the domestic matches in England. And one would remember this bloke. I have always remembered this bloke, and we are talking about the Sri Lankan bowler Shaminda Iranga. Shaminda Iranga, who has a very sort of a whippy action, but he was the hit the deck bowler, and he was not in action at all. And the reason I'm speaking about him is that he basically had a problem with his heart. I mean, there was a news saying that Iranga's bowling action was suspect, and that was the same day that he also suffered sort of a mild heart attack, I suppose, a sort of a heart problem. And then one did not hear about Iranga at all. But finally, I am told that ICC has cleared Shaminda Iranga's bowling action, and I won't be surprised if we would be seeing him in action in the Sri Lankan team, because I think he's a wonderful bowler. I mean, as I said, he has a whippy action, he hits the deck hard when he bowls, and one has seen that he was quite successful as well before his bowling action was being tested. But now his bowling action has been cleared, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Shaminda Iranga in action in the Sri Lankan team. The other news that I would like to share about is Ravi Shastri, the head coach of the Indian cricket team, was saying that when he was the director of the team, he had Bharat Tarun as the bowling coach, Sanjay Bangar as the assistant coach, and Sridhar as the fielding coach, and he has got the same trio back into action by talking to the Board of Control for Cricket in India, and that is good news. So that is something that Ravi Shastri has got his wishes sanctioned there, and Rahul Dravid and Zahir Khan will be acting as consultants. And the other news that is coming in, Ireland, who recently got test status, has, I would say it's a sort of a real a blow for them, because the former New Zealand all-rounder and spinner, right-arm spinner, John Bracewell, has decided to step down as the Ireland coach, and that's the other news that I would like to share. Well, dear fans, subscribers, it was a real pleasure talking to you on this daily cricket show and sharing the cricket happenings on this particular day. And once again, as I said, Zimbabwe definitely deserve great credit for putting up a great show not only in the ODI series but also in the one-off test, where they stretched Sri Lanka to a certain extent, one could say. Well, dear fans and subscribers, on this particular note, it's about time for me to bring the curtain down on this cricket happening show by bidding you all a very good night. Thank you.